Okay, I'm going to try my hand at making a light. This is what I got to work with. It's all bleached out. It used to be red. I had a rock chip I had to contend with and this part was missing. Fortunately, this other section, which is busted all to hell, happened to have that section that fits in there over top of a piece of aluminum sheeting or foil or whatever, something reflective. So I'm going to give an attempt at doing this. I've printed the form for it and put in side pieces so that when it cures it'll have indentations for the other top piece to go in. So right now I guess I've got to take some super glue and stick this thing onto here in a couple of minor spots. So it's easy to break away later on. Two small dabs. And put it in place. And I'll let that sit for a while so that it cures and come back. Actually, while I'm letting it cure, I'll talk about the box I built. I put packing tape on here, fill in any voids, and also keep the silicone from sticking to the plywood. I use scrap plywood, thus the corners are missing, but they all sit down underneath where it won't be in the way. Everything will fit together quite nicely. I've already fitted it to make sure things work. And I'm using BB Dino silicone mold making rubber. I don't know if it's any good. I've never used it, never used anything before. This is my first time. But I've measured this thing out and it wound up with 77 cubic inches of material, and I approximated this area taking it out, which apparently leaves me with 51 cubic inches worth of material, and these two, part A and part B, winds me up with 59 cubic inches of material. So basically I've got just enough to do this, not the top or anything else like that. So we'll get this side done and then I'll have to get some more of this stuff to finish off. And I have some mold release around here somewhere. Bling Fun, whatever. As I do not trust silicone to not stick to these things, and especially with multiple castings. I also must say that I've polished the lens, so it's in pretty good shape. Well, this is supposedly bubble free without any vacuuming or whatever else like that, which is good because I don't have the vacuuming stuff anyway. I'm just hoping that fly that's buzzing around here isn't going to try and land in it. Oh, for crap's sakes, it's lifting. Damn it! That's not good. Well, so much for that super glue. Crud. Shit, still bubbling in there. No, I don't want to be standing here for 3 to 5 hours holding it, so I'm going to have to figure out how to hold it down, and I know that silicone will stick to silicone, so I can finish the rest after the fact. But yeah, that's not a good invention. Okay, lead weight. Okay, gonna have to break this film and come back in 3 to 5 hours. Okay, it seems to have cured to a point that it's staying down, but it's still sticky, so we'll try and finish it here. Hopefully I'll have enough, because it definitely leaked out quite a bit. Well, that should be covering it by about 1/4 inch. I was hoping for a half, but that's going to have to do. So we will come back and tomorrow and see how this went. Okay, well, everything seems to be hard and stuck to the bench. This could prove interesting. To see what kind of a mess we got built down here. Hammer. Oh yeah, there was a lot of silicone spilled out of this thing. That's a wad and a bit. Once that super glue let loose, it just poured out of there. Okay, well, here's hoping that things aren't that bad. good. The packing tape did its job. Didn't stick. And it's going to make me take it apart all the way, I guess. Did have a little bit of seepage down the sides, not bad. There we go. Complete with line-up holes. Okay. Okay, has noticed a couple of small imperfections in the bottom here, but that's the part that gets covered with the aluminum foil and other lens, so that's not a problem. There's still some moisture from the mold release. I guess I should be using a cleaner paper towel. This has to be cleaned up. But we have mounting screw holes, and we have blood. I banged myself on something there. Yeah. I'm guessing that worked fairly well. Got lettering in there that's readable. A little bit of cleanup. Then I can stick the lens back in there and get some more material and do the negative cast. Or the positive cast, whichever way you want to look at it. But for now, I'm going to call this part a success, or a reasonable success, even with the mid-time, because haven't found my mouth yet. The mid-time catastrophe. Yeah. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. Except where I wiped with the dirty paper towel. I'll have to clean that up somehow. Probably some soapy water. I'm quite happy with that. To cut off this flash, I was going to use an X-Acto knife, but it doesn't seem to work all that well, so I got myself a pair of scissors, and that seems to be working a lot better. With this, I would imagine all the details are important here. To get a good final product. Anyway, and wash it out and see if there's any more touch-up required, but basically I think that's it. I did notice some imperfections in here. And this side too. I don't know if that's visible. That's on the bottom of the light, so it shouldn't be that visible. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is pretty good. And you can see a pour line where I had to stop and then carry on. On the outside, it doesn't seem to show up on the inside. Oh, yes, I can feel it. Just a bit. Well, we'll have to see how that turns out a lens when I'm done. If it isn't going to be good enough, then I will have to mold again. Wouldn't be the first time I've had to do something twice. Anyway, on to the next stage once I get my material.